You're live with no camera.
How do we not have a damn camera? Give you a minute.
I just text it. We're live.
He's like, wait, give me a minute.
I can hear it too.
Give me a minute.
And the best thing is it doesn't look like anybody can see us.
Not like anyone's here to see it.
Oh, there we go. Well, it's unfortunate that everybody missed the best show that we've done so far.
Yeah. Man, it was really good. It was really good content. Well, nobody could see it or hear it.
Guess we will never know.
Oh, hang on. We're working on video. Bear with us.
So in the origins of this, did you guys sit around the fire and work on computers?
And swap out computers?
Right.
No, we missed that part. I've got to scoot forward because that sun is creeping around the edge of that canopy.
Well, it should be down in about 30 minutes, I'm guessing. But if we don't have any camera, then it doesn't really matter.
Well, I suppose we could just do an audio show if we have to. Who's got their speaker turned up? I can just hear it again, so I know it's working. Hello.
I will talk. And I can hear myself, so it's working.
What about you?
Mine isn't working at all.
Yeah.
Gabe said mine's working. Yeah, I can hear it.
All right. Well, we have all the audio. That's good.
Well, let me know if we get the camera back on, and I'll put my clothes back on.
Yeah, me too.
I hate to reset this, but
Do we go down and use our regular webcam?
it's downstairs.
I know. Can we bring it out here?
You can. You can't hear me? Say 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm picking you up to go. That's why you go.
Say it again.
1, 2, 3.
You mean to tell us we've got Heath talking for once, and it's not going over the air?
So it's just me again.
Oh, I can hear myself talking.
Well, yeah, we can hear Heath too, but they can't.
Now I can hear the echo coming from them, so
Oh.
I can hear myself.
Webcam.
Well, if she getting the webcam, I'll put my clothes back on.
Now, what's the point now? So, we are dangerously close to everybody seeing us again. Maybe.
This is what we're seeing out live.
Yeah,
Everyone's
that's
seeing
what
that.
we're.
Yep.
That's exactly what we're seeing too.
And I'm being told that they can hear Jim and Joe, but not Heath.
That's right. He doesn't have anything to say, anyways.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to say.
So, well, in the meantime, Joe, tell us, what have you been doing lately?
Well, honestly, as much research on YouTube Live as I could do without actually going live. Turns out it was not enough.
It was not enough. This is what we call learning in life. This is a learning opportunity.
is getting very weak, so be careful when you go upstairs, please.
Okay, don't kill yourself on the stairs when you go on the deck. We're replacing the deck in a couple of weeks. Next weekend. That's a lot sooner than a couple of weeks.
So are you getting a bigger deck?
No, we're just resurfacing. The framework and everything is still good, so we're just replacing the deck boards and the railings. And
So you keep in the same deck?
Yeah.
Okay. Just curious.
We can fit a lot of people on our deck.
Oh, it's a good sized deck from what I can tell.
Yeah. Gets a lot of use, that deck.
Does it? Looks like
refresh it. Refresh it, Bubba.
Looks like it took a beating too.
If I have to do that, I think the other one might work.
That's fine. Just refresh it. So, we don't have the live Q&A back up yet. Is the dog being stubborn? Well, it's the same milligram per microgram. We don't have the edifier speakers, but that's fine. Camera. I don't know. Camera.
So tell me about the fellowship night the other night. How did that go?
So we had fellowship at Beehive. It was pretty good. We had Jason and Austin, two past masters that the first time they've made it there. We played some spades.
Nice.
Which went pretty well.
Did you have music again?
Yeah, we had some. Pat brought his guitar, and so him and James and Steve, they all played guitar.
Yeah, I was sorry to miss it.
There was no alcohol in the bar, though, at Scottish Rite. It turns out they were having a wedding today, and they pulled all the liquor.
I did know that.
And also, when we were leaving practice today, there was a guy in a very sparkly tuxedo.
There. We'll do it that way.
What's this? What do we got?
I'm sharing the camera screen.
Is it working?
Yep.
Perfect.
I told you to
Hey.
let me know when I could put my clothes back on.
It kind of works. Something, but am I working at all?
So the feedback I got was that they could hear you a little bit, but you're not very loud. They could hear the other two of us loud.
Probably because I'm going through the other microphones.
Can you hear me?
No. He's fine.
You can hear me?
You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Joe.
Yes.
But not Jim.
I can hear Jim. Yeah, you can't hear me at all.
Okay, so not Heath.
I'm on like the 10-second delay. Talk. Talk. No, I'm picking Heath up through your mic, and it's really muffled.
Well, that's fine. We'll just do this.
Yeah, we'll just do that.
Just don't lean in too close to each other and accidentally kiss or something. That would be awkward.
That would be very awkward.
There, does that work?
Yeah.
Can you hear him now? Say
Yeah,
something.
you can hear me pretty good, I think.
All right, now.
All right. That was an amazing show, guys. We want to thank you for tuning in.
Yeah. Need more whiskey now. Oh, that is good Shankies. Do we still have a Q&A?
No. Let me.
Do we have anybody watching anymore?
Mark says the video is better too.
Hey,
We're working right now.
the bottom.
What are you doing?
Thing with the cross is
What?
there.
Yeah, just leave it right there. We're good.
Okay. Good stuff.
Good stuff. All right, so now what the hell do we have planned for this show? I don't even remember now.
That took way too long to figure that out.
What is it? It only took us an hour. We're good.
Pretty much.
You know, honestly, it went really good until we were supposed to be live,
Yeah.
and then it all went to hell.
Mm-hmm.
So,
We got a hello from Lincoln.
well, hello, brother Mark.
There's a dog barking really loud.
I don't know that they can hear that.
I can.
Let me send a message to a friend of ours,
A special friend?
a special friend.
Ooh, the best kind.
I feel like my chair is sinking in the yard.
Mine
Well,
is too.
Mine is. I have no doubt of
I've
that.
been watering very heavy because I'm trying to get some grass seed to grow.
My knees keep getting closer to my chin, so that must be going down.
Oh, I wasn't sunk in at all.
I am. I'll be about 6 inches off the ground here pretty soon.
What you do on your time is your business, Jim.
Uh-huh.
Luke says, "Greetings, brothers."
Greetings, brother Luke. What? What?
You guys are getting all that chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we think so.
Wonder if Brother Luke has made it to the lake yet.
All right, let's see if this works. Do we have you?
Hello.
I got nothing. Brother Samuel. Damn it.
Hold, please. Can you hear me now?
There we go.
I can hear you a little bit.
There we go.
How about anybody else? Can they hear him?
Say something again, Sam.
Let's see here. Can we hear me now?
Slow. It's very low.
It's okay, so it's very, very light, I guess. Maybe you can tell me how to change that on this PodTrack 4.
Up your game.
Up the gain on
all the way
the.
up.
That's all the way up.
I'm sorry. He said up your what?
Right.
Up your what?
Up the game.
Up your gain. Up your gain.
Game.
No, the gain up here.
It's all the way
Yeah,
up.
it's all the way up.
I wouldn't disagree with the fact that we need to up our game if that's what he was saying.
That's too high.
You guys perfectly.
Ah,
Is it something with the mix minus or anything?
That one could be.
Is it something with the mix minus or anything?
Let me turn it off.
Yeah, try to reset it real quick.
That'll look technical difficult.
I have no
we're not even live anymore.
audio again.
Okay. Do we
Okay,
have
let-
audio again?
Let's try audio now.
Okay.
Okay, try your mic.
What about my mic now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
now let's try this shit again. So with us, we have a very special guest, Brother Samuel Wilburn from the Third Degree Masonic Podcast. Very good friends of our show. We've been on each other's show. And we'll see in 5 minutes if we still have a show.
Thanks for having me, brothers. No, it seems like it's a lot of work right now, but I promise it's all worth it.
Oh, my headphones were way too loud there.
Ooh.
They're saying that Sam's still real quiet. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sam is still very quiet in my headphones.
How many times have you been told that, Sam?
Too many. Too many.
Just scream into your phone and
Yeah.
you know.
Act like it's one of the old ones on the wall that you'd crank and had to scream into.
What?
So
Can't understand you.
so we actually bought this equipment on advisement from Brother Sam. So
Yeah,
you can thank him for it. No, it's
I'm
very good
fired.
equipment.
I'm fired.
We just have to figure out how to use it.
Yeah, I have never done anything with the live stuff yet, so that's. I'll be calling you if we ever try this.
I'd call somebody else
Yeah,
if
I
I were
would-
you, Sam.
I would make a different call.
Yeah, we're not very good with this.
Gonna be. Where's Jim Hall when you need him?
Right.
Right.
So
So-
that would be 3 shows that wouldn't be able to figure it out.
So tell us a little bit about your show. Who do you have coming up as guests pretty soon that you're excited to tell everybody about?
Oh, well, so right now, we are taking a very quick break in the summertime to work on a couple of pet projects. So we have an episode coming out on Monday where we are looking at George Washington and
Yeah.
his Masonic history. And then we're going to also look at Ben Franklin. And we're going to kind of compare and contrast how they both had very different Masonic careers, but how one of them is kind of our Masonic mascot here in America versus the other one who's probably a little bit more of an active Mason, but we don't really talk about him very much.
That's
So
a
it's
great
kind of
perspective
fascinating.
because it really is like it does make you wonder, like, why George Washington?
Right. And in comparison, just a little bit of a tidbit of fact here, he's only recorded as going to 9 Masonic meetings in his entire life.
Really?
Yes. So, I mean, obviously, documents can be lost. He went to more ceremonies, but his home in Mount Vernon was almost 50 miles away from his lodge. So, a little different than having to just drive down the street.
Right.
So, but yeah, we talk about all of that, and we're really looking forward. We're going to be posing our next series question here in a few weeks, where I'll give your guys' listeners a little bit of a sneak peek here. We're going to be asking, what does it mean to be a traveling man, and how do you become a traveling man?
Ooh.
And I believe on some of those episodes, you'll have some familiar faces that your listeners will know very well.
I hope you're asking people that would have good answers.
Well, we got some good ones so far, but
That's one of those I don't believe there would be a wrong answer.
no, I don't think so. We got some pretty good setup for guests coming for that. We have a brother of ours who traveled to Malta, and in Malta, it is not particularly safe to be a Freemason. It's all kind of in hiding. And on one of his trips, he was talking. Somebody passed him a secret message to give to our Grand Lodge here in Ohio to let them know that their Masons were still active.
Wow, that's cool.
That's really
He's
cool.
got a whole story about all that, so we're looking forward for that one. That one's pretty cool.
And that the timing on that's about perfect. I don't know if you watched The Curse of Oak Island, but they were just in Malta, so
Really?
yeah.
No, I did not know that.
Right. They were talking to the Order of Malta, which isn't Freemasonry, but yeah, that's interesting timing.
Huh.
You picked up on
Pretty
that
cool.
too, huh?
I did not know that. I'll have to check that out. We also have a couple of our brothers traveled to England. They want to talk about their experiences traveling there. And then our keynote speaker is planned to be Brother Chad Kopinski, who's kind of a little bit of a legend here in Ohio with all of the Masonic podcasters in the area. So
Well, we're gonna make him a legend in Nebraska too.
I'm looking. I know he's looking forward to it. We were just talking not that long ago.
Yeah, he. For those of you who don't know who Chad Kopinski is, he runs all of the. Is it the Masonic education conventions?
Yep. He's a heck of a guy.
Yeah, we're very excited to interview him. We actually have a what is turning out to maybe be a very difficult interview coming up. I think it's next month. So we're interviewing the author of Doneraile Court, which is the novel of the Lady Freemason in Ireland.
The one and only, right?
Right. And we're going to have a third person call in, and he is with the Grand Lodge of Ireland, and he's also like the curator of the estate. The estate is run by the Ireland Parks Commission. The problem with that is they are not recognized by GLNE
UG,
or
UGL. Well, both.
UGLE.
Okay, so yeah, they're not recognized by England.
Correct.
Right, which means they're not recognized by Nebraska.
Right.
So we have to be very careful. I mean, it's not like we would not talk Masonic secrets on the podcast anyways.
Right. Well, you're really just talking about a historical fact and whether or not it happened or didn't.
Right. And
Well, both historical and the book is actually historical fiction, so it's
Right.
it's kind of an interesting spin on it.
by the way, I
That's
just thought with that little
cool.
breeze that popped up, you know what really capped this off is if this canopy went flying.
If you're gonna go big, you might, or if you're gonna go, you might as well go big.
Oh, go
Yeah,
big or
right.
go home, and I'm already home.
You know, see, at least you can just be mad. You can pack up your stuff and just go down to the basement and drink some bourbon.
Oh,
The bourbon's already started.
I have Irish whiskey right here.
Because when shit goes wrong with my show, I have to pack up everything, angrily stomp to my car, drive home from the lodge. I have
So-
a 30-minute drive home, and then I park my car, and then by the time I get home, I'm like, what was I mad about again?
No, see, I get to get mad in real time. So, Dave is feeding the dogs with popcorn.
The peanut gallery, Dave spilled a little bit, and the dogs are loving him for it.
Oh,
So, how does everybody like the outdoor peanut gallery?
The weather here is beautiful. This has got to be right
Oh.
around a little under 70 degrees. Sun's just about to go down. Fire in the background.
We should do an outdoor show more often.
Yeah,
Maybe not
yeah,
live.
It's going real
Maybe not
well.
live.
Maybe not live, but we should do an outdoor show more often.
Oh no, we lost Sam. It dropped the call.
Oh no.
Get him back.
Are you there?
I lost you.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. My phone is static on the table, but that doesn't mean much.
Who knows? No big deal. I was just like, wait a minute. Why did it just beep at me?
Yeah. The outdoor show is it's going smashingly.
It's nice.
Yeah, you guys should do it. I know the Time for Fellowship guys out of Wisconsin. They did one at Deer Camp the one time. That was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, we were. I had talked to Brother Matt Conrad about calling in, and he is actually tonight. He's running a ceremonial for both shrine temples in Wisconsin, which sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that on my hand. Brother Matt can have that one.
Yeah, he was going to try to find some time to call in, and I think with the delays that we've already had, we're probably going to shoot that out of the water.
Yeah, that's all right. The first time's always the hardest, and then after that, you get a little bit. You'll know what to happen the next time, you know.
Yeah.
It's like the first time you ever sit down with the microphone, and you're like, "What am I doing? What is going on here?"
I don't know. That happens about every time we do a show.
Well, yeah, that's fair. We just Brother Gabe and I just recorded that George Washington episode a couple days ago, and I think we did our intro like 5 times, and I went, "You think this was my first time?"
Oh, and see, that's why your guys' show sounds so good,
Well,
because we just film whatever shit comes out of our mouth.
we just kept going. I just was like, I feel like, welcome to the Third Degree Masonic Podcast, where we're always on the level. I don't know where I'm going with this. Something George Washington. Okay. And then I
Can't
was
hear
like,
Heath?
All right.
No, you're okay. Everything's good.
I'm really excited about the shows you got upcoming. I love the historical spin. having been both to Philadelphia and Mount Vernon, I look really forward to that. But the Ben Franklin one is got me interested because there's all sorts of things that you hear about Ben Franklin that they're a little bit peculiar, a little bit different. I'm curious how much of that you might touch on.
Well, then that's part of the interesting thing. So George Washington had, I would refer to him as Captain America of the Founding Fathers.
Mhm.
He was very, I don't want to say basic, but he was very, the man liked to be at home and gamble and horse racing and hunt foxes and farm.
Hey,
He wasn't
Dave.
really, he wasn't out causing any trouble. Now Ben Franklin, on the other hand,
He liked the ladies.
he
Oh,
liked the ladies and he liked to party. So I'm okay with that.
I don't know if you can hear our 95-pound American Bulldog huffing, but she has a basketball in her mouth and she's trying to get somebody to play with her.
Oh jeez. Oh, there it is. Oh jeez. But yeah, no, we're looking.
You
for
can't
it.
hear what?
We can't hear Chili.
Oh, they didn't hear her.
These are amazing mics.
Gotta love the dynamic mics. But
Yeah.
no, we're looking forward to. I've wanted to do the Ben Franklin, George Washington episode from the beginning. You guys know how it goes. You're like, oh, well, when are we gonna do it? Then you do it. You think about some other stuff, and you do something else. Then the next thing you know, you got everybody pounding on your door, going, "Hey, I want to be on your show."
Yeah.
So
When can we?
is there plans to extend that? Are you going to do more of those, or that's still up in the air?
Yes, absolutely. I just had a guy on TikTok tell me yesterday. And obviously, I have to, do my due diligence and kind of do some investigating first. But apparently, Davy Crockett was a Mason.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
His great grandson got a hold of me and said he would love to come on the show and talk about his grandfather.
Nice.
So if I can, verify everything, you know how that goes. Got to take everything on TikTok with a grain of salt.
Sure.
But yep, if I can get that pulled off, that'd be a really good one. Honestly, I'm open to just about anybody. We got a bunch of them, but I wanted to start with Ben and George and see how that kind of goes.
Yeah, that sounds great.
We were doing a lot of interviews for a while, so figured it was time to do a couple topic stuff, and then we'll jump right back into the interviews because everybody loves the interviews.
So are you guys going to make it more realistic? Are you going to dress the part? Are you going to go all colonial? And
that would be such a good idea. I wish I could. I can't wear a wig though.
Oh, yeah. That would drive me nuts to have hair on my head.
Powdered wig.
What do you mean?
I'm just gonna have to powder the wig.
Yeah. So it just happened out of the blue. As I always try to keep scheduling interviews, and really the only time we have an episode that doesn't have a guest is most likely when the guest had something pop up that we just couldn't make it happen.
Right.
But as of right now, we are booked through the end of the year.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I wish I was that organized. I know who's coming on and I know who we've got. I'm just like, hey, it's your turn.
Yeah.
What date this week are you available? Cool. Let's do this.
And as we've gotten more comfortable, we've kind of gotten away from necessarily depending on like the show outline with all the questions. It's more of this is just what we're going to talk about.
Yeah. No, and I think it comes off a little bit more, I don't want to say genuine. Genuine's the wrong word, but it's definitely more
organic.
Organic.
Oh, yeah, that's a good word.
Where it's going. So the only time I was really worried about getting somebody the questions, when we did our interview with our Grandmaster, I wanted to make sure he had a good opportunity to go over the questions because the man has zero free time.
Yeah.
I wanted him to know what he was walking into.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is set anybody up.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas, don't have to be that way with everybody.
Right.
So how about you guys? What fun topics do you guys have coming up pretty soon?
Actually, our next interview is with the what's his title, Dave? And wait for the delay for Dwayne. He's on the divan with the shrine. His year as potentate is 3 years from now. But we're gonna have him on.
Oh, cool.
Oriental Guide, Chief for band. It's one of those shrine guys. Wears a fez.
Yeah,
It's got a tassel.
he's got a fez. Narrows it down.
But no, he's also a Prince Hall Mason.
Oh, that's cool.
So that'll be fun. It'll be our second Prince Hall Mason we've had on the show. The first one was a past Grand Master.
He's Grand Senior Warden for Prince Hall.
Grand Senior Warden for the Prince Hall Lodge.
Oh, that's cool.
And we have a unique setup with our Prince Hall in Nebraska, or in the Omaha area. There's 7 Prince Hall lodges, and they all meet in the same room.
Oh,
What-
okay.
which is also the Grand Lodge for
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
the state.
That is interesting.
Well, I'll be honest, not to stereotype any kind of Nebraska or Midwest value, but there's just not a lot of black people outside of Omaha and Lincoln. There just isn't. I mean, there's not a lot of people.
Right.
Period.
Well,
You get
geographically.
halfway across Nebraska, and you might have, I don't know, maybe 30 people per square mile. And that's probably over exaggerating.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, the vast majority of the population is in the eastern part of the state between these
Mhm.
two cities. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have little pockets, like you have little cities along the interstate, but like you get 15 miles off the interstate, that's nothing.
Right. Yeah, it's just
which
flat open
Crazy.
sand.
crazy to imagine because here in Ohio, you're kind of everywhere. You know, we're up here in Toledo. Cleveland's about an hour to the east of us, and then south you've got Dayton, Cincinnati, Columbus. I mean, it's all so it's crazy because like when I talk to like you guys in the states you're in, and you guys tell me about kind of your per capita for your state, and I'm just over here, kind of think I forget about the fact that Ohio is so big.
Yeah.
Has so many in comparison to other jurisdictions. So
well, we kind of say half jokingly, but it's the actual truth. On game day, the University of Nebraska and Lincoln, when we're filled to capacity, it's somewhere around 93,000, which makes it the 3rd biggest city in the state of Nebraska on game
Yeah.
day.
oh jeez.
Yeah, I think Omaha is it's around 1 million people now, isn't it?
With a metro area. Yeah.
Yeah. There's Omaha and surrounding communities, surrounding cities.
So
There's-
it makes sense why everything's in one centralized area. So
Yeah.
I know in Toledo we have I think it's 3 Prince Hall lodges, and then we're planning a trip. We're gonna go down towards Columbus, Cleveland area. We had a Prince Hall Lodge invite us out to come out and do an interview with them as well. So I'm
Nice.
actually really looking forward to that because Ohio, I'm assuming Nebraska's the same way. We coexist, work together. I don't know what the technical word is. It's 2 separate organizations, but we recognize each other.
Right.
So we can go to them, they can come to us. They're at our Grand Lodge, we're at their Grand Lodge. It doesn't matter.
And
And I know
in Nebraska, it's a fairly new thing. It's 2018. They really reached across the aisles and they made it where we were doing a lot together. And it's been a lot of fun on both sides watching everybody work together. But it's relatively new.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So we've been doing it, I think, since 2008. I think is when we started. We were one of the first states to do it.
Well, that
So
makes
we
sense
kind of
because
came
it
from-
takes about 10 years for anything to reach Nebraska.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But no, we I don't know, that's why it's kind of strange to me whenever anybody talks about it and they don't recognize Prince Hall, and I'm like, what do you mean you don't recognize Prince Hall? But I always forget that not every state has quite caught up to the times yet. So
There was just a Gabe that walked by in the background. Oh, he got some meat and cheese.
Yeah, we got snacks back here. Anybody wants some? Oh, it'd just be us.
Yeah, we actually did. We're about, well, I don't know, I'm not a third of it. Sam, I had 31 liquor bottles in my basement because guests will bring liquor and they'll have a couple of drinks and they leave it.
Leave it.
We're not complaining. Don't let anybody think that we're complaining.
We have vodka that will strip paint. We don't need vodka that's that strong.
Yes, I've got some
After
really
tonight,
good-
we might.
Got some shine in my freezer that'll take the paint off your car.
Ooh.
Brother Luke commented the fire has been lit. The fire actually got lit at like 2 o'clock this afternoon, but somebody finally put wood on it. So it went from a smolder now to a fire. But hey, listen, Brother Sam, it was a pleasure to have you on the show. We need to. What are you doing? We actually have another caller coming in a roughly 8.5 minutes.
Sounds good,
And I need to
Thanks
lose
for
my
having-
headphones so I can put my hoodie on because the sun has officially gone down and it is getting chilly.
Not a problem. Thanks for having me on, brothers. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for stopping
Thank
by.
you. Thank you for understanding with our technical difficulties.
Oh, not a problem at all, brothers. You take care. Have a
All right,
good
brother.
Take
We'll
care.
talk to you soon.
one. Bye.
Dave, you want to sit in?
What an awesome guy. Oh, our next caller just sent me a picture of us on his TV. That's embarrassing. We're on TV. Huh?
I'll let everybody else put theirs on, so then I'll put one on, I guess. Otherwise, I could be a tough guy the rest of the night. It's really not that. It's really not that cold yet. It will be. It will be. Now we get to see if Dave's mic and all that works.
I think it does.
I can hear you. I don't know what it sounds like out in live land.
In TV land. Sounds like they got some cool episodes coming up.
Yeah. That's honestly that's my favorite show to watch or to listen to.
Well, I don't know. I kind of like I kind of like the Traveling Man too. So we don't want to.
Traveling Man is a very good show. He's got that deep, rich, sexy voice.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Let me send another message. Not TARDIS.
Are we watching the questions?
What questions do you want me to pay attention to?
Well, the Q&A. I didn't know if we had any. I can't see over here. You moved it over there, so I can't. See
That's why
anymore.
I've been commenting on the
Okay,
stuff.
I don't know. I can't see, but I get the dog.
You brought your glasses this morning to our 5th degree practice, and you forgot them tonight.
Well, because I knew I was going to be reading there.
You haven't got your part learned yet? What they have?
I'm
to do?
just saying that was
I
weird.
came really close. I almost had it, and then no.
Then you lost it.
Yeah. When I
There's
got in
only
front,
2 little words.
when I got in front of everybody, I kind of stumbled a little bit. Luckily, we've got another practice before we go live.
Yeah, so we are Jim and I and Heath and a few of other guys from our Scottish Rite class are doing the 5th degree. It's a reunion coming up at the end of the month.
You guys are doing that Thursday night?
Yes.
Do you guys hear horns honking? My goodness. Oh, look at that, a phone call. Hello.
My brother, how are you tonight?
Oh,
Look at would you believe that? It
My
is
brother.
brother Jim, right worshipful brother Jim Hall
woo-hoo.
from the Traveling Man podcast.
Who let him in?
How are you, brother?
Excellent, excellent. Thanks for having me.
You might have to speak really loud and yell into your phone because I don't know how the audio was with brother Samuel.
It's really quiet, they said.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but apparently on the YouTubes it's kind of quiet.
We got the peanut gallery. Maybe we'll get Heath over here to play around with it a little bit, see if there's anything he can do to fix it again.
Sounds good.
We're playing with the new mics, Jim. So we're learning. This is a learning experience tonight.
Well, you guys sound excellent. I don't know how I sound, but I have you guys muted on the computer.
It's turned all the way up. I can't do anything.
You should be fine because our mixer runs a mix minus, so you should not be able to hear yourself.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm leaving it muted anyhow, just in case. I don't
Perfect.
want to myself up.
We got what we got? Okay. So this mixer does have a capability of buying another adapter, of course, and being able to Bluetooth your phone to the mixer.
So that'll be the next toy.
Well, it's
There we
just
go, step 2.
yeah, it's just yet again more money.
It's only money.
So yeah, so I sent you the link to these microphones, Jim, and it's I can't be happier, to be honest with you.
Well, like I said, on those ones direct, they sound great.
Yeah.
You guys sound great. So that's awesome.
The mixer, I think we just have to figure out.
That's practice makes perfect, man. That's podcasting.
Yeah.
How that goes.
So what's new in Jim Hall land?
You know, kids baseball. We were at baseball all night. I'm glad to be home. It's cold, windy. Getting guests lined up. You know, I don't know how you guys have a year's worth of guests logged out. You know how I do it. I like to be right on the cuff, so I have Monday's podcast recorded, and then 2 weeks after that, I have names and contacts, and I got to reach out. But I like to be right onto it. I miss you guys too, sir.
No, I was just gonna tell you.
But you know, just busy with baseball, busy with lodge visitations. You know, inspections are over, but the work continues. You guys know that it never ends.
Right.
You guys, what else is new other than the fire that's not smoldering now?
Yeah, well, I had to spend almost $12,000 on an air conditioner and furnace last week, so that was a good time.
Sorry.
At least it didn't happen when it was 100 degrees.
Well, everybody at the fire will pass the hat later.
Yeah. Did you hear that? Everybody's passing the hat.
Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't make it.
And I'm out.
Dave said it's time to go.
Hey, Jim, and just to be on the truthful side, these guests reach out to Joe to get things going, but it's his better half that takes it and runs with it well. So
Oh yeah, she organizes it.
It's not Joe's scheduling; it's Mandy's. So
I got it. Well, I think we all have most of us have a better half to keep us on the straight and narrow and moving forward at a good clip, right?
Well, and a lot of times it's I tell my wife, "Oh, hey, Mandy, I got this guy scheduled," and she's like, "For when?" I said, "I don't know. It's on the calendar." And then so she just has to search through the calendar and find out when the hell I scheduled this guy.
Right.
She's like, "You didn't put it in there, right?" And I was like, "Well, it's in there." So
Yeah, I tried.
right.
Forever.
I need a second place trophy.
That's it.
So what do you have for upcoming shows that are exciting? Tell us what you're excited about?
So you know what the next one is, and like I said, I was being 100%. I actually only have one recorded, which is going to come out this Monday. I have to get on it, but I have right working for the Pat Comer. He's from the 9th Masonic District in Ohio. I had to run out to our Grand Lodge to work with our Grand Secretary in person. As you guys know, I work remote. So I was there a couple days, and I was lucky enough to sneak over to his lodge. They were having a fellow craft degree, so we shot over and did a podcast, watched the degree, had some fellowship, and so that's the next one up. I do have a few names on the docket, but like I said, I don't have any hard dates down. That'll be next week. So I play it pretty close to the cup. You know how it goes.
My wife just about walked in front of the camera and gave herself a heart attack.
We had a little peekaboo.
we did.
You'll probably hear some Velcro. We have a little side on our canopy here that's going to get taken down.
Oh, hey, right now I just saw your wife go by. So what is it, like maybe a 4-second delay?
Yeah, something like that.
We were thinking closer to 10 seconds, but yeah, the wall's coming down because the sun has just gotten below the horizon to the point where we don't need it anymore.
Brother Mark says hello, honey.
I don't believe he said hello, honey, but
I did.
So how has the attendance been to this? How many people do we have at the fire right now that I can't see?
We have five
Five
that
of
you
us?
five that you
Six?
can't see
Yeah.
right now,
Okay.
and then we have looks like 13 or so watching currently.
guessing that number would have been higher if we would have not had technical difficulties.
Yeah, because it wasn't like 38 earlier. But
Okay.
it's fun to look at the analytics now. We have listeners in like Lower Manhattan, and it seems like North Dakota.
Oh, all right.
North Dakota's hard to get. Like we don't have any North Dakota, Washington, Oregon.
Well, if any of the people that are still on haven't checked in yet, send us where you're at.
Oh
We're
yeah,
kinda
everybody tell
curious.
us where you're from. That's always fun to see. It seems like we're really catching on the East Coast.
Nice.
Yeah. Go for the population density.
Right.
Not like it means anything. We're not getting paid for this, so
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm still waiting. So at some point, who knows? Maybe. But
well, maybe you should just go video, and then everybody will want to see your face.
if I'll lose all my listeners. Bree says, go in the basement. Everybody likes you better down there.
All right, we have our first check-in. We have Viper Vision for you from Oklahoma.
Ooh,
Glad to have you.
Did you catch that one? The Third Degree Masonic podcast. Tell Jim hi.
Yep.
The Mason.
Oh, if anybody's wondering, this is Shanky's Whip, and it's delicious.
Nice.
If you like a very vanilla and caramely Irish whiskey, it's very smooth.
so Jim, how late does the baseball season go? Is it the whole summer or just into July? Or
No, you know what? Actually, next Friday, my oldest is finishing up. Well, they're in their district playoffs, so we'll see. They actually had a good season, so they may go a game or two, maybe a little farther. We probably got about another month left with my youngest, so it's every night, man. I'm ready. I'm a football guy, I coach, so I'm ready for baseball to be over and let's move into football. But it's fun watching. They're having fun doing it.
amen.
So it's been good.
I'm in a blank.
Oh, you're not a football guy.
I gotta go then. No, no, it's all good. It's all good.
No, I'm a football guy as long as Ohio State's not playing.
Oh wow.
God, what are you doing?
Well, I'm a Cornhusker. Live one way or the other. It's been tough the last 20 years, but we had a good year this last year. It's going to get better.
Yeah, I think it'll get better. We got a good coach. He's got a good program lined up. We'll see.
You guys,
Any given Saturday.
I don't mind Nebraska. There's only one team that really bothers me, and I won't bring them up right now.
Are they north of you?
Yeah, that's I want to try to keep my dinner in my stomach. But hey, I gotta apologize real quick. I threw out you guys' thing tonight on Twitter, or not Twitter, holy cow.
TikTok.
Even it. TikTok, that's it. One of those, Facebook, TikTok, MySpace, I don't know.
MySpace.
TikTok, and you know what? I had everything pulled up and thought I knew what I was doing, and that Central Time looked me right in the eye, and I completely lost my train of thought. Didn't know where I was, how many hours difference. So my bad, guys. I was trying.
Oh, it's all good.
No apologies, because with you flip flopping that, it worked better because we weren't working very well at that time anyway. So.
Yeah, I got it out, and I'm like, Jim, come on, man. Get this figured out.
Oh, that was loud. Yeah, it's one thing with these microphones. If you bump the table, you touch the mic boom, you do anything, like it's a very loud echo.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. So, how many callers in do you have? Obviously, Sam was on. I'm on. Do you have any more callers?
I think that's it. We were going to get Brother Matt from Time for Fellowship.
Yes.
But given that we screwed up the first hour of this thing, he's running he's participating in the ceremonial for both of the shrine temples in Wisconsin.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I told him he was insane.
Well, the way that time's going, we're going to have to give apologies to Matt Damon. We just ran out of time tonight.
Yeah,
That's
George Clooney.
That's a Jimmy Kimmel joke.
Oh, I'm not up late enough to see that.
Neither am I anymore.
Yeah, I'm usually in bed by 9 p.m.
I was going to say, well, it's 9:36 here. I'm burning the midnight oil.
Well, it's 8:36 here, and I'm burning the Shanky's oil.
Bree's like, hey, it's 8 o'clock. Why are you putting coffee on? No, normally I'm up late. I'm just messing with you guys.
Yeah, I'm usually up at 4:30 in the morning, so it's.
Oh my! No.
I don't mind staying up on the weekends, but
Yeah.
I wish I could sleep till 4:30,
you are up most weekdays at what?
1:30.
1:30. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh.
He is our friendly neighborhood milkman.
And some of those old stories are true.
I'm going to leave that right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not going to touch that.
Right.
I've talked to the old guys, and it's true.
I think we got an idea for an episode to do later, Joe.
It's a different show, man.
Different podcast. Different podcast.
You know, it's
Well,
a.
guys, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you hopping on. How long are you guys doing this for? What's our time frame?
You know, until we get tired of talking, I guess. I mean, like I said, we screwed the pooch for about an hour.
I see. Well, you know what? You just keep the liquid fuel running, and you'll talk all night. You'll be tomorrow morning and be like, wait a minute, it's 4 o'clock. We gotta go.
We've done that before around this fire.
Yes, we have. Like, oh, would you look at the time? The sun's coming up.
But hey, I want to thank you guys. Appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely.
And next time, give me a few months out, and we'll try to. Myself, I'm going to throw Sam under the bus here. We'll try to make a visit.
Ooh.
Sorry, Sam. I went there.
Yeah, we need to get. I know there's been rumors of a Midwest Masonic podcast conference. I think we need to make that happen.
You know, it's like Ken Griffey says. You want big things, you got to take big swings.
Yeah.
So let's do it. Let's get it together. Let's pull our resources and have one heck of a fire.
Well, that's an interesting comment. I'm not even going to read that. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to delete that.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Wrong show for that.
Yes, this is no place for that. Break up and fly right.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for calling in, stopping by, however you want to look at that.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure. Thank you guys for doing what you're doing. Keep it up.
Oh, you as well. You're an inspiration to podcasters, Masonic podcasters everywhere.
Absolutely.
You know, it's in my eyes, you're probably the most prolific Masonic podcaster out there, and it's just an honor to have you on our show.
You better go talk to your wife. She's going to talk to you about that big head again.
Well, that's it. She's going to have to pop the door frame up.
Great talking to you, Jim.
I appreciate it, guys. You have a great night.
Hey, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Bye.
All right, now you guys have to hold down the fort because I have to go use the little girl's room.
You want to bring Gabriel in?
You want to get on, Gabe?
Yeah, Gabe wants
No,
to get on
he
here.
doesn't want to get on.
Gabe, come on.
Heath, somebody. Either way, I don't care who gets on. I'm going to the bathroom.
Go do what you need to do.
He wants you to keep the seat warm.
Oh, okay.
So do whatever's required to keep that seat warm.
I'm gonna fart in it.
So how did practice go today, guys?
It was practice.
It was practice.
It was practice.
And you need another practice or two.
But we only get one more.
Okay.
Well, we could make another one. It's just like anything else, trying to get everybody there at the same time,
Right.
on the same page. But we feel pretty good about where we're at. A lot better than when we started.
Yeah.
We feel pretty good about it.
Now, did you do just the speaking parts, or did you guys walk through it all?
We kind of walked through it. We did not have the props. There's one particular prop that we need to do because it's heavy and we
Right.
carry it. So that we kind of looked around for it, but the next practice we're going to definitely need to do that. And I think the next one's also going to be kind of a dress rehearsal where they practice with the sound and make sure that everything's working right.
Okay.
But I think we've got it.
Mm-hmm.
How many players are in the 5th degree?
The way that we're doing it, there's about 6 of us. It would be great to have 10 to 12.
Okay.
But we're doubling down on a couple of parts. So
Gotcha.
we're making it work with what we've got.
So is there a quick change artist that you guys?
The good news about this degree is we don't have to change.
Okay.
So we should be good in that department. And there's very few scene changes that AJ worked with us on that to make sure that we minimize the number of scene changes. So,
Okay.
So we're looking forward to it. Kind of obviously a new experience for most of us because we're all new to the Scottish Rite, but
And then this degree hasn't been done for quite some time, I understand.
that's correct. It's my understanding it's been at least a decade since I've done it, if even longer than that.
Okay.
So,
Well, AJ said that he hasn't seen it at our Scottish Rite since he's been in the Scottish Rite.
Okay.
I believe that's what he said.
okay. So then,
That's been quite a while.
yeah, they're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to it.
Because it's been 26, 27 years, and that wasn't number 5 was not part of that. So yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for us to get our feet wet. It's one of those situations where we were voluntold that we were going to do it, so we're gonna like it whether we like it or not.
Well, and you know what's happening, don't you? That your guys are going to succeed, and they're going to ask you to do another one.
Oh, they already are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not just the 5th degree,
Right.
but you're going to go do a different degree, and and the sun just came up.
That's right. We just got the sun down and now it's back up again.
Dave,
So
you look
what-
angelic.
I know.
Look at that!
So
Look at that
there's-
glow!
I know it.
Look at that glow!
What's the director like?
The director is really a slave driver. He's a hard ass.
That director's an asshole.
Hey,
He pays us just as much as he pays us to be on this. So
Oh. You're in the money, man.
and I'm guessing he's refilling himself. He's not
Right,
helping you
yeah,
out,
yeah.
Heath. So yeah, it's going good.
Good.
It's like anything. I'd love to have 20 more practices, but we just can't do it.
Right.
So
Yeah, I still got to make my flashcards, but
you mean that
Coming back.
you're going to have it all memorized, right, Heath?
yeah, I'm totally.
I got mine almost there. I got it almost there.
Talking about memorization and flashcards, it really surprises me when it comes to the Prince Hall that they
Yeah.
do all theirs open book. And I thought, wow, and it's for us, it's if we even had the book open,
Yeah, that's a no-no.
yeah, so
Well, I see good and bad on both sides of it.
sure.
I wouldn't mind having a book in a lot of parts. It would be nice.
yeah,
As we say on the
if you
show,
get
the
the correct words,
different flavors. It's different. Yeah.
where you come to the part and you stumble and you kind of look foolish. Sometimes you're going, okay, I know what I want to say, but I can't come out. And
I miss that one word, and I can't make the association in my head, and it just ruins everything.
Right.
It takes you off the rail.
Right.
And it doesn't help when you have 3 guys shouting out with 3 different words. They're all telling you the wrong word, and it's different.
we've come to the conclusion when we're doing some practices that we've got one prompter.
Yep.
Because needless to say that the one is correct and the other 2 are wrong.
But everybody's trying to help.
They
That's
are.
the
Yeah.
bad thing. They're all trying to help.
Right.
It's never meant to stumble anybody.
Oh,
Oh, that fire's going full now.
trying.
What are we doing now?
We have topics.
We have topics.
Oh, topics. It's topical.
All right. Our first topic is Masonic youth organizations.
Ooh.
So the three that Nebraska has is the Rainbow Girls, Job's Daughters, and Demolay.
Mm-hmm.
Rainbow, they don't necessarily have to have a Masonic affiliation family-wise, and that has just changed recently within the last 5 years for Job's Daughters, where they used to have the Masonic affiliation through the family, but now they just have to have a sponsor that's Masonic related. So helping them out with membership in that aspect, they don't have to have grandpa, dad, uncle, whatever that's Masonic related. So
Demolay. What I hardly know anything about Demolay.
Yeah, I
so
don't-
As a newer Mason, I'd like to learn more about that.
and I'm just learning about them for the simple fact that I'm Tangier's rep for the Demolay that meet at Tangier. And so I'm getting to know a little bit more about it. 11, I believe it's 11 to 21. So, but they concentrate on the leadership skills, speaking in front of people. So it's a good learning curve for a lot of those young men that get some experience of being out in front of people and talking with people. And
I know there's a special place in their heart. The third degree Masonic guys. A lot of those guys were Demolay.
Right.
So that's an important part of their life.
right.
Demolay is 12 to 20.
12 to 20. Okay. See, thanks, Mark. See, I'm just learning. Yeah, I didn't know about DMLA. I was so involved in scouting that,
Mhm.
but
Don't mind me, dear.
so I wish I wish I would have got a chance to do some of that, because I think it looks like fun. Those guys that I've dealt with so far this year, you can really see the bond and the fellowship that they have. And with the other Masonic podcasts, we're listening to those guys have been bonding and friends for so long that they've got a heck of a friendship going there that they've had for years. So.
I think I would have really enjoyed it at that age. I'm kind of sorry that I missed out on that. But as far as that goes, I'm really sorry that I missed out on masonry until I was as old as I am.
Right.
I wish I could have done that a lot sooner, known about it a lot sooner.
And that was one thing for me, is it was almost 15 years from my time of being raised to getting back into the lodge and being active, because I was so involved in scouting. And the night that
We have another phone call.
oh okay
Uh-oh.
So good. You will have to speak quite loud, because something, I think it's the cable that I have for my phone, makes it super quiet in our mixer.
Okay, fair enough. I can try to speak up a little bit. I'm a couple of cocktails in anyways.
Hell yeah.
Get louder that way.
Me too.
So you want to introduce who's on the phone there, Joe?
Hang on, you guys can't hear him at all? It's a little quiet. Okay. So we have with us one of the bros from the Time for Fellowship with Matt and Andrew. Time for Fellowship Masonic podcast, right? The rebranding.
It's a slight rebranding. It's mostly internet. We're still going by Time for Fellowship with Matt and Andrew for our intros and everything. We just, for Googleability and finding purposes,
Yeah.
we decided to, rebrand a little bit online.
So at any rate, we have brother Matt Conrad.
How you going? How you guys doing tonight? I think this is a really cool idea, by the way. I just wanted to say that.
Well, I didn't
thank
think, I didn't think so for the first hour.
Right.
Yeah, well, tech issues happen when you're trying new stuff, right?
Right.
The Marine came out, and Joe, while he was trying to come up with some ideas of what the heck was going on, you could see the Marine coming out in him.
All I'm saying is be thankful that the video did not work.
The audio and the
Right.
Mhm.
Yep.
Well, it also didn't help with me toying with him and
No,
egging
it
him
did
on the
not.
whole time. So
Turns out Jim's love language is pissing me off.
you took it so well.
Oh, that'll happen.
What's going
Yeah.
on in your land, Matt?
I am currently actually a joint ceremonial for all three of the shrines in Wisconsin.
Oh, there's
Up in
3.
Stevens, yeah, up in Stevens Point, Wisconsin, Zora, Beja, and Triple I Shrine got together for the first joint ceremonial that we've done in over 20 years. So
Wow.
it was a good time, bringing all three of them together. So
I bet that's one hell of a party.
it is right now, as you guys can probably tell by how my speech is at this point.
That's all right. We tend to talk in cursive once in a while.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of being first ceremonial master for Triple I today, and for the first time ever at a joint ceremonial. So just a little bit of pressure.
No, I'm sure you handled it pretty good.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. We had a good time. We put on a good degree or ceremonial or whatever you want to call it. So
Yeah.
It's all better now. So where are the 3 shrines out of? Where are each one of them based out of?
So Milwaukee, Madison, and then the Green Bay area.
Okay.
So pretty much our major metropolitan center. And then, we all got together in Stevens Point, which is kind of middle of the state-ish, to do this joint ceremonial. And so it was a good time.
Was there anything particular that made you guys do a joint? Was there something that drew the 3 of you together?
I think it had just been that they hadn't done one in so long. Like it used to be something that they did every so often, and then it kind of fell by the wayside, and they're just like, let's do it again. We have the right potentates in that wanted to work together and get together and do something special. So
I really love the idea.
I do too.
I think it's a great idea. I've actually been telling people tonight that it's something that instead of doing ceremonials at each shrine, we should maybe just get together and do it like this every year.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's a great idea.
So, this way you can get all your new nobles there in one place. They get to meet a lot of people, and you get exposure and everything else. And everybody's not trying to put together the teams to be able to put on all this stuff, and everybody knows what their responsibilities are, and you can show the candidates some good work.
Yeah.
So
Do you guys do a cold sands also?
we do a cold sands at like stated meetings and stuff like that for guys that come in before they go through the full ceremonial, because most of our shrines will do a full ceremonial once a year. So
Yeah, that's what kind of that happens here at Tangier, but it's sometimes hard to, if you got a guy that's already a noble, and get him to come back to the ceremonial to kind of do it again. So it's
yeah, no, I feel that because I came into the shrine right about the time of the pandemic that we do not speak of was coming into fruition. So I got cold sanded, and then had to wait like 2 years to go through ceremony.
Oh.
So, yeah, that was a little bit of a rough one. So.
Well, the lighting really sucks out here in the backyard, doesn't it?
Well, you just shined it in our face. I got a car, like a deer in the headlight.
I know it.
So, Matt, tell us what do you have for upcoming episodes that you're pretty excited about? Which, by the way, everybody should go line them up on their podcast list that they listen to. Is Time for Fellowship with Matt and Andrew.
Yep. We, as far as episodes upcoming that we have lined up, guess what? This will be super shocking because of the format of our podcast. We don't even have the one that's coming out this Thursday recorded yet.
Got time.
Right. No, Andrew and I's schedule has been kind of crazy lately, and we've been trying to batch episodes. It just hasn't played out recently. So We're gonna do whatever we're gonna do over the next couple weeks. We're probably gonna have our senior Grand Warden on here soon to talk about stuff. He's very active in the shrine, and with all this going on, we want to do a shrine episode. He's a past potentate of Zor, actually, so we're gonna get him on. And we're gonna do some chatting, and then obviously, just like last year when we did it, we have AC coming up at the beginning of June, so we'll be doing the quick interviews at AC again, getting people on the mic for like 5 minutes tops, and just going through as many people as we can while we're there. So
Perfect. Well, now, so I understand you guys record your show usually from Andrew's garage, correct?
Either our lodge building or Andrew's garage, depending. We're working on kind of mapping out building a studio in Andrew's basement now that he's got a radon mitigation system, because his basement is crazy. So we're working on kind of mapping out how we want to do that. But yeah, if our lodge building isn't available when the weather gets nice, then we record out of the garage. So.
Excellent. Well, I definitely feel like your last episode, I could hear birds chirping, and now I get it.
Yep. Yeah, you'll get some of that, but the ambiance is going to add a little something. I like having that.
Oh, absolutely.
You guys are out by the fire tonight. It's perfect.
Now, you guys are very ambitious because you release every week.
Yes. Yeah.
I can't even imagine that.
Yeah, and that's something we've chatted about, especially with Andrew going into the East. If all goes the way it's supposed to next year, we might eventually go to a bi-weekly release. He's got a just over 1-year-old, and I have a 3.5-year-old, and
yeah,
we're both, active in our lodge and the lines and stuff like that. So it's become a little much to do every week, but we're hoping we can maintain that. So
yeah, I do too. It's nice. I kind of regret only doing every 2 weeks, but we're so busy with doing it this often. I can't imagine doing it once a week.
Right.
Quality over quantity.
Right.
Let's hope so. At least.
No, wait a minute. We don't even have quality. What? Oh no.
Hey, I hear you on that. We don't really have the quality either, us and our 7 listeners,
Yeah. And we always joke about that too, but you never, it always kind of feels like that, right? Because you never know. Now, it is promising tonight to see, so many people chatting and stuff that there's at least 13 people watching. So that's more than I thought.
On a Friday night or Saturday night.
This is
I'm a
Saturday.
day off. Saturday night. They're spending time with us, which is great.
And it'll be on the interwebs forever.
Oh yeah.
That's disappointing.
Yeah. Well, Matt, listen, I know you've got a ceremony to get back to.
I have a potentate's ball to get back to, yeah.
Oh, boy.
And a wife to get back to, so.
Yes. Well, thank you very much for taking time out of your very busy night to chat with us. I really appreciate it.
No, I'm glad I got a chance to call in. I hope this went well for you guys after the technical difficulties. Sorry, couldn't tune into the whole thing, and you guys have a good night, all right?
You too, brother.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks.
Take it easy.
All right.
That was cool because I'm sure he's as busy as a one-legged.
You cut out there, David. One-legged what?
Oh, you can't even see the light because the back of it's black, Bubba.
We should all wore black.
Yeah. See?
And, 3 faces in the fire.
Yeah, that black hoodie's really paying off dividends right now.
It does.
I'll just disappear.
So while you were gone, we were talking about today's practice and the 5th degree for Scottish Rite.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So as the director, how did it go?
Honestly, these guys are a lot more confident than I am. Mark says 3 floating heads. I love it.
And then we could have our hands and dance.
Has hands.
Jazz hands.
But no, I was right on the verge of pulling the plug. It's so hard to get as a director,
Mhm.
and you know, in any given situation, I'm putting more pressure on myself than I should.
Absolutely, every time.
But I'm like, we can't get people here. Did you get that mosquito?
I
think
did.
it was on the side of my head at one
I
point.
did, yeah.
There's going to be another
it's-
bump up there now.
It's yeah, it's hard to get people there. It's hard to get people just together at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, it's just frustrating.
Well, you're dealing with people that have hectic schedules anyway, because we're all learning to say no.
Yeah, and now it's guys that have Blue Lodge, they have the Shrine, now they have Scottish Rite, and this is like their first real commitment in the Scottish Rite, you know. And then, oh yeah, by the way, they're also parents,
Yeah,
right.
and husbands,
and
you know,
grandparents,
and
A baseball game to go to, or
yeah. I mean,
You know?
and that's it.
Yeah.
It's so difficult to, you know, being an empty nester, kind of, because he moved back in with us, but he's independent. Like, I don't have to worry about his finances. I don't have to take care of him. So it's hard to be in that mindset of, you know, these other men have people to take care of.
Yeah.
But no, these guys are great. They've gotten on lockdown. I'm worried about nothing, basically.
Good to hear.
until we have technical difficulties that night.
Well, see, I wasn't worried about this at all, and look what happened.
But would it have made a difference if you had been worried about this? It wouldn't have made a difference, would it?
No,
No.
because there's only so much research you can do until YouTube just says go F yourself.
Right.
Which I honestly, looking back now, I think it was just the computer. I think my laptop is too slow.
It sounds to me like an excuse to get another laptop.
Oh no, that laptop does what I need it to do. We'll bring the big computer out next year.
Okay.
Is Heath doing something in the background? We couldn't see
You
you.
couldn't see him, no.
I can't even see me.
But the fire looks really cool.
The fire looks badass. I gotta lean this way.
You're very correct, Luke, that no is the hardest word. You're absolutely correct. I've been doing this for 27 years and still haven't learned it.
I learned it pretty quick.
Teach me.
I haven't yet. I haven't.
No, I was actually worried about our friendship for a long time because I'm not as interested in the Shrine. I knew we wanted to do the Scottish Rite, and then this podcast came along and was like, this, I can just tell this is going to take a lot of my time. And then I started looking at running the line and taking a run at trying to be a master, and I was like, I can't be that many places and still be an effective master. I just can't.
Right.
So I think part of that is, I don't want to toot my horn, but that's kind of that is wise. Like I only have so much bandwidth, you know. And I think
the wise part is understanding that.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we all only have so much bandwidth, but to understand that you've only got so much and to be able to say no.
And I think we've made really positive moves in our lodge. Apparently, because people are talking about our lodge, which I don't really understand, but we'll take it.
Well, I think they see the action going on, where I don't think so many other lodges have talked about it, but aren't acting on it.
Yeah.
And that's happening here with us, with the Hive. This doesn't hurt any that's a bigger audience that hears what's going on.
Yeah, and it's you could rinse and repeat for every lodge probably in the United States, and maybe everywhere. People get complacent, and the master gets up in the east, and he carries out the plan for the year, and it's on autopilot, and nobody does a damn thing about it.
Right.
And that wasn't good enough for me, myself personally. It's nothing against any masters before me or any masters after me. It's just for me personally, it wasn't good enough. So,
and that's part of where you've learned to say no, or I've got to back off on this, because for you, it's 110% on that piece.
Mm.
And
yeah,
you see yourself as not succeeding if you don't hit that 110%.
It took me 3 months to book a congressman to be the speaker at our veterans dinner.
Well, that wasn't all on you though. For that.
No, but there was a solid 3 months of emails and phone calls
Right.
and
Persistence.
I wasn't going to give up. Now I gotta get you on the show, Mr. Bacon.
Mr. Bacon.
Crickets.
And have you asked?
Yes.
And what's the response back from his people?
You see what I said there?
Okay.
That was the response.
That was the response, huh?
Back to the question about the law from someone that has been an outsider. And
Okay.
now going to be an insider.
What did the boy use as a fire?
Pour gasoline.
He poured. Yeah.
Did you pour Shankies on the fire?
No, we would never.
How about some of that
Oh,
really
pine
bad
needles, huh?
vodka?
You said it was the action. I'm going to say it's the interaction. I think one of the things that you've done is you've made it visible what the interaction is between the brothers there, and I think that's a key thing. Through the social media, through the stuff that you're doing, through this particular podcast, you're showing the interaction between the brothers. You're talking about what you're doing, and specifically on the Facebook posts and the TikToks, stuff like that with the lodge. You're showing that interaction, and that says volumes when people can see what you guys and what we feel.
Well, there's a phrase that comes to mind from our good friend who we just heard from, Jim Hall, is be loud about masonry.
Yep.
And I'm a firm believer that this is the greatest fraternity in the world. It's my favorite, anyways.
Yeah.
And I'll tell everybody who wants to listen to me, and a lot of them that don't want to listen to me.
And I think that's part of where the organization has failed in the past is we haven't been loud. Those who knew about it well, but everybody else kind of seemed to be an outsider almost and was not in the loop. And we need to be loud and let everybody know what's available if they're a good fit.
Yeah.
Well, it also involves the things that you're doing as far as things that people want to go and do. I'll give another shout out. I can't give enough shout outs to Mitzbah, and I'm not a member of Mitzbah, but was it 2 weekends ago? They had a camping trip that I got to spend some time with those brothers. We spent the weekend. If you're not familiar with the area, they've got a state park here that's got cabooses that you can rent out. So we had bunk beds, just a bunch of guys hanging out by the fire. We might have had a few beverages, but it was probably the most fun I've had for a while. And I know that Beehive's got something that's going to be going similar on in the fall sometime.
Yeah. So
that same kind of an idea, just getting guys together and letting guys be guys and have a good time and enjoy the fellowship. And I had a great time with that, and I look forward to the one in the fall. So.
Yeah, we have Brother Tyson Rose, who is a godsend to our lodge, really. I mean, he has a lot of enthusiasm as well. And he's a very, very new Master Mason, newer than you, in fact, as far as Master. But he went on a guys' camp with us and said, we need more of this. So he decided he was going to head up the camping committee. And he has visions of turning this into a district-wide event, which is, we can get a bunch of different lodges, have a whole row of cabins at the state park, and we can have some healthy competition, Masonic trivia, Masonic scavenger hunt, you name it. I mean, insert game or contest here and have some healthy rivalry and probably a lot of really, really unhealthy food.
Oh God, yes.
Well, and the Mitzbah did the same thing. They had a lot of games. We did a little bit of Cards Against Humanity. That was a lot of fun. But even amongst all that fun, and every bit of it was fun, it was my favorite part of the whole weekend was the conversation the first night.
Yeah.
And it was out by the fire, and again we'd had some drinks. I'm not going to repeat any of the conversations. I probably couldn't. Some of the stuff wouldn't make it on the show, but it was just guys having a good time, and that. To me, that's my favorite part of Masonry is guys hanging out and trusting each other enough to have those conversations, not spread it around all over the place. But
So, speaking of sitting by the fire and having random thoughts in your head that we talk about, how do you guys feel about weapons in the lodge? I know you're not supposed to carry anything offensive or defensive in the lodge, but that being said, you kind of do. You know what I mean?
boy, that took a turn.
Well, it's a random thought that pops in my head.
I don't know if you mean it's needed in the lodge.
No,
but
no,
I
no,
think,
no, no.
But today's society, I think we're a little more lucky where we're at, where Beehive is at, but that we're in such a secure building
Right.
that we're, the doors automatically lock and everything, and nobody's getting in unless they know the passcode and or are allowed in. Where if you've got the freestanding lodges, their doors are open and unlocked, and anybody could walk in at any point in time, and all you've got is the Tyler on the outside to stop them.
Yeah, I'm more so thinking of the Tyler that's sitting out there with a sword or a dagger. It's we've been to lodges that are
bringing a sword to a gunfight.
right.
So yeah,
I mean,
I take the stance that you ask a question. I take the stance. I don't, and we've had this conversation outside of this before. I'm not offended with someone that's carrying. I grew up around it. I've got a concealed carry. I'm not at the moment using it. So I personally don't, that doesn't bother me. I can understand how it does bother some other people. So if it is truly defensive for a situation for someone outside of the lodge, I don't have a problem with a concealed carry if it's legal and blah, blah, blah. Just for harmony in the lodge. That's kind of where my stance would be on it.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of going to take I'm not going to take a solid stance on it, but I do see both sides of this issue, and I can see where it could be really controversial. We no longer have video. Are we out completely?
Uh-oh. Did the camera battery run out?
I'd have to agree with you on that one, Jim. On the open carry, I would think.
Stand by. We're changing the battery on the camera.
The site may put some at unease.
Yes.
And we're supposed to be in a place where there's to be no tension. Basically, we avoid those. We avoid the religion and the politics thing to put guys at ease, and that would definitely put some unease. So I would see that the open carry would be a much more difficult situation.
Sure.
Come on in here, producer. We should have the camera up in just a second here, folks.
Assuming that everyone can still hear us.
Oh, we lost a viewer. Dang.
It was probably my phone still on. It ran out of battery too, probably.
Okay, so let's keep the conversation moving.
What
about
lost the video, but I can hear you, not see you.
What about
a mixed blessing for everyone that's watching?
What should lodges do for new Masons?
Start with is the mentoring program and having a good mentor with that candidate through all the way through his raising.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of start to finish. Like let's do it the whole way.
I'd go even before that. I had a conversation with one of the brothers of my lodge just this past week, and the conversation kind of rolled around. We need to make sure that before they become a Mason, before they come into the lodge, that they've got an understanding of what they're looking at. It's not. Sometimes we forget to tell people what the expectations are. And sometimes we forget to tell them that, for example, there are things that you will need to memorize. Be expecting that. Sometimes there's things that we do in ritual that may feel a little bit weird.
Yeah.
And to be honest, they are weird until you understand what they mean.
What they mean, right?
Right. So to
agree
be
with it.
open and frank with someone before they become a Mason is a key. I agree with the mentorship, but if we're having people come in and they have no understanding what they're doing, I think we do them a disservice.
Okay, stand by. We're going to reload the website real quick. There's going to be some weird stuff, right? It's nothing. Nothing's going to hurt you. There's going to be no harm come to you.
And everybody's gone through it. It's
Right.
not we're not doing something
Yeah.
that to you that
Hasn't
I
been
didn't
done
go
to-
through myself.
Right.
Every Mason before you has gone through the exact same thing.
Right.
There's nothing to worry about. Okay. So
I kind of agree with you, Jim. And I haven't even thought about that letting that petitioner
Hmm.
understand and that's where the investigation committee really needs to come into play and given a full scope of what's going to happen
Well, it's a fine line. I understand why
Yeah.
it goes that way, because the fine line is we don't want to give any of the surprise away. We
Right.
can't give any of the secrets away, but we also don't want. I am very thankful that when I went through it, I had that. I had an extremely good idea of what was going on. I didn't know what was going on, and did I think some of it was weird? Yeah, but I'd been warned that it was going to be kind of weird, so I wasn't surprised by any of that. But I didn't get any of the surprises taken away. I had a mentor who had told me that we may joke about goats. It's not something that's going to happen. And he went through and said, everybody's gone through this. And I assure you that we're not going to do anything harmful to you, and we're not going to do anything to embarrass you. And so I look forward to it. But I got to enjoy the surprise and all the emotions that went with each one of those degrees without having it spoiled for me.
Okay.
So it's kind of a fine line. You want to tell them, this is going to go on, but we don't want to tell them what's going to go on either. So
Yeah.
something unusual is going to happen. It's what we do in our ceremonies is not done in normal life, so it's totally unusual.
right.
But again, there's no harm coming to you, and
A lot of symbolic things that you wouldn't see in the outside
right,
world.
right.
Yeah. Very well.
Which is one of the things that I loved about it. And still, I still get emotional thinking about some of the things that went on in those degrees.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of it is the mystique and the buildup, right? So some of that is kind of needed.
Absolutely.
Like if you knew exactly what was going to happen, then why do it?
Right.
You know what I mean? So what Masonic podcast do we listen to? As podcast hosts, what do we listen to?
Wow.
So for me, I'm limited because out in the truck in Southwest Iowa, I have about an hour's worth of internet time, and then I lose. And so I'll usually catch the Traveling Man and the Third Degree. So it's ones I
Okay. I catch, there's a few times a week where I have a lot of time where I can just either Bluetooth to the shop radio or my earbuds. So I'm Traveling Man. I'll almost insert name and put the check mark next to it. My favorite is Brother Sam with the Third Degree. Traveling Man, Time for Fellowship. I really enjoyed that other Masonic podcast.
Okay.
They're out of Indiana. There's the Rough Ashlers. That's a good podcast too. There's another one that I just found recently, and I apologize. I must have had one too many drinks because the name escapes me. But I really enjoy that one too. Whoever you are, wherever you may be. The Old Fashioned Masonic podcast has some good interviews. What about you, Jim?
Oh, I had to look it up because I got a whole bunch of them listed here that I jump around. And favorites are the Traveling Man, the Third Degree, Short Talk Bulletin. I enjoy listening to that where they read old Short Talk bulletins, and
Yeah.
they'll go. Some of those are over 100 years old.
Oh,
and
wow.
They still hold credence to the day. Further Light podcast, Craftsman online.
In Studio 357.
Honestly, I don't listen to that as much as I used to because the new guy they got on there is just annoying.
He's kind of a dick too. I'm just saying.
kind of. The working tools. I mean, I go through them and listen to them one right after the other. But I've got a pretty decent drive into town. I got a 45-minute drive, so one way, I can get a good chunk of any of those.
And those of you watching, feel free to jump on there and tell us what podcasts you like to listen to. And then also this next question, we'll start to button this thing up. But any ideas for future guests? I mean, I know we're booked through the end of the year, but we're going to be podcasting past the end of the year too. So, you have any ideas for future guests? Anybody like a bucket list kind of guest, or just somebody you think would be a good guest?
Nobody that comes off the top of my head right now of as a guest. But I think how this all started, sitting around the fire and BSing, I think there's going to be some ideas that pop up in our heads that we need to address or want to address. I think it's going to be more
topic kind of based. Yeah,
I think
I can see that.
I'm going to say that the people that have been in my mind, we've already talked to. We've got a good chunk of them. Either we're got them signed up, or we're looking at future episodes, trying to figure out ways to get them in. But I'll go beyond that. I'm loving the traveling thing. I'm loving going to locations and seeing different lodges, and it's a little bit difficult to do with scheduling, getting everybody to get in a vehicle and go that way. But I want to extend outside of this area. We need to head west and start going western part of this state, but even western states. I'd love to see every couple of months if we can squeeze in one place that we get to travel to.
Yeah. So I would go ahead.
Just I know, we got our family vacation, and I know when you guys go out on a family vacation, you seek out the Masonic lodges and so forth. I think that's something we need to do more of, is when we're out and about, let's seek those places out, and let's get the photos out there and show everybody what's out there and what their lodge may look like. And
I usually carry a stack of business cards with me everywhere. And when we go on vacation, we're going to Nashville this summer, next month. I'm going to meet with a brother that was going to visit our lodge. He's from Clarksville, Tennessee.
Okay, yeah.
Anthony, if you're watching, what's up? We'll see you soon. But we're going to get together on our vacation in Nashville. He's about an hour out of Nashville, so we're going to get together while we're down there.
Yeah, we're in the Colorado Springs area this year, so we'll see what's going on out there. So,
yeah, and it's, if nothing else, like we always try to at least get some pictures at a lodge where we're at, or if we're passing through.
Right.
So my future guests, I'm gonna kind of piggyback on that and say, because originally I didn't like it because it was less personal, but the Zoom calls, we can broaden our horizons so far with getting guests, from Ohio and you guys watching, everybody says, oh, I can't be a guest, I'm not that interesting, but you are.
Oh,
I'm not that interesting. That's what I'm saying.
When we were at Grand Lodge last year and toying with this idea of bringing these guys in, and they said, well, I don't have nothing to say. I'm not thinking. And they sat there and told their story for a half an hour, and thought, yeah, you do have something to say. So
yeah, just while we were BSing at our booth, it was a half hour, 45 minutes.
Right.
Yeah. Now how would it be if somebody was actually asking you questions?
Right.
Yeah. So every Mason, it's just like our bio on YouTube and stuff. Every Mason has a story, and we intend to tell it. I mean, my story is unique to me. Yours is unique to you, and same with every single Mason. It's at some point you're going to get a rinse and repeat, but it's all unique the way you're going to tell your own story.
Yeah, and it's great to hear how they're different. Hear how my story is different from Dave's story. There's things that I can and to be able to ask the questions. What was it like?
Right.
Those are that's really interesting to me, and I
And
think it's
they're-
interesting to a lot of people that are hearing that.
Oh, for sure. And they're different, yet they're relatable.
Right.
Right.
All right. So I think people are probably tired of hearing us talk. Probably tired of hearing me talk, anyways.
I am.
I'm good with you, brother.
So we'll start to wrap this up a little bit. You guys got any shout outs? You're going to read through some stuff while you think of one. What the hell was that?
I've got a shout out. So, I'll make it a double shout out. So I'm going to give a shout out to my son who last weekend graduated from Wayne State College in Wayne, Nebraska. But the neat thing about it, the week before, he actually moved back in with us. But while I was in Wayne, I got to visit Corinthian Lodge of Wayne, Nebraska, and got the privilege of sitting in as senior deacon that night. That is an amazing lodge. If anybody can get up to Wayne, not that far from Norfolk, if you can get up there and visit, that was a great group of guys that are doing great things in their community. It's a smaller lodge, but they had given out $2,500 worth of scholarships.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
To high school graduates. So it just to listen to their story and to listen to the things they're doing in their community and how gracious they were with their time. I do appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
All right. My shout out is going to go to the 13 people that stuck with us. It was kind of a shit show, and it was very frustrating and aggravating, but I think we pulled it out. We'll probably do this again.
Yeah. I want to give the shout out to our call-in guys tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
They taking their time in a different time zone.
Yeah.
To get out and talk with us. It was fun. So shout out to our call-ins.
All right. Well, so as far as upcoming events, this may be a little bit of a repeat over the next couple episodes because this one is a little bit off. Is it? Yeah. We're going to repeat a little bit.
Okay.
Anyways,
Yeah.
This Monday, we're going to release episode 37. In this episode, we visit a pre-Civil War era lodge from Brownville, Nebraska. We talked to Worshipful Brother Steve about his lodge and his family history to include a station master on the Underground Railroad. So
Nice.
there's some really fascinating stuff in this next episode. We've got all kinds of pictures. We'll post some on our socials, our Facebook. We have the Nebraska Shrine Bowl game coming up in Kearney, Nebraska on June 7th. The parade is at 11 with a 10 o'clock lineup. Is that correct?
11 and 12. 11 o'clock.
Oh, later lineup this
Yeah.
year. Okay, so 11 o'clock lineup, 12 o'clock parade. Game is at 4 p.m.
Correct.
at
UNK Stadium.
UNK Stadium.
Yep.
What's the name of that stadium?
UNK
Stadium.
No, Ron and
Is it
shoot, I should know
Kinnick?
it, but
No, that's not
No.
right.
Cope.
Whoa.
And then June 13th is the Rainbow Grand Assembly in South Sioux City, Nebraska. And those are the immediate things that I saw on the Masters and Wardens
just
calendar. And I think that's it.
I think so.
Did
Except for parade season has started.
Parade season has started, so Dave is even less accessible now. Well, guys, I had fun despite our shitty beginnings. Now I think we're.
I had
gonna,
fun ribbing you while it was happening. So
Yeah, that was really fun too.
I wasn't sure how far it was going to go.
I knew how far it wasn't. Gonna go.
Yeah, I know it's.
All right, well, guys, I hope you had as much fun as we did, at least for the second half of it. Yeah, I think we'll do this again next year. It was fun. Other than that, we will see you. The microphones will be live again. 2 weeks from now, we'll have them regular in studio. So you'll get this sound quality from, except for the show that comes out Monday, you'll get this sound quality from here on out.
And got marks up there. We've got Grand Bethel has got their activity in Kearney at the end of June. So
Yep. That would have been on the next show, but well, maybe it wouldn't have. Yeah, it would. Yeah, because we're gonna record on May 30th.
Oh, yep.
It'll release June 1st, I believe. 2nd.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, we're recording the day before your birthday, aren't we?
Yeah.
Aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing the 5th degree on the 29th, recording on the 30th. The 31st is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
That'll be a busy weekend.
I know. I won't be around, so happy birthday, brother.
Oh yeah, you'll be on vacation.
I'll be out in Kearney.
Oh yeah, you'll be.
Triangle. Getting there.
Oh yeah, you're out there with the whole week.
I'm out there
before.
the whole week with the players. Yep.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna kill this, and we're gonna go sit by the fire and have some non-stressful drinks. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thanks,
Thanks Mark.
everyone.
Thanks, Luke.